Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode in our Componize Insights from Experts series. We feature industry experts, users of Componize CCMS, partners who plug into our systems, and we discuss issues in and around technical communication, from service manuals to creating service manuals to, in this case, we're going to be talking with someone who creates and publishes educational content. Joining me today, Emily Johnston from Typefi Systems, a global leader in design-driven publishing automation software for content production teams, and Mike Wolff from Kaplan, a global educational services company, and who provide individuals, universities, businesses with a diverse array of services, including higher and professional education, test preparation, language training, corporate and leadership training, and student recruitment. They also enable online learning and other university support services. So welcome both of you to this use case where we're going to be looking at how Kaplan creates and publishes content using both Componize CCMS and a Typefi. Welcome. I'll let you introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Mike Wolff. I'm the digital production manager at Kaplan, where I manage a team of digital content specialists who work primarily on the Kaplan Professional education content. Our team works on materials for financial planning, real estate, insurance, licensing, and accounting. And thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you for having me as well. And my name is Emily Johnston. I'm Director of Business Development for Typefi Systems. So I work with content publishers in North and South America and Asia who are looking to automate the creation of print, online, and mobile formats. Just a little bit about Typefi. Typefi was founded in 2001 in Queensland, Australia. But today we have offices around the world serving users in about 35 countries worldwide. And again, Typefi provides automation solutions to help publishers take their content and create the print, online, and mobile formats that they need for distribution. So that's me.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. And just a quick recap for those of you who've maybe just joined the series at this episode. I'm DITA Joseph Coker, and I work for Componize. I'm the product ambassador. I'm content creator, and Componize software provides a DITA CCMS that sits on top of an open source platform, Alfresco, and basically provides you with an open API and practically open source CCMS that allows you to manage your DITA, but also other files. Now, being based on the Alfresco system, that means it can also manage versioning and approval and so on of your non-DITA documents, so your CAD files and so on. Componize can handle it. Now, let's get going into this use case. Emily's going to be leading us this time, contrary to what usually happens. And so I'll let her take it from here. Thanks, Emily.
All right, thank you. So like you said, today we're speaking with Mike at Kaplan about the journey that they've been on, implementing these tools, both Typefi and Componize, in their publishing processes. So I guess, Mike, to start, can you tell us how Typefi and Kaplan, how that partnership started and why Kaplan came to Typefi?
Sure. And just a little background about our content authoring. We started using DITA back in 2014. We chose DITA for a few reasons. One, because it's easily adaptable for new elements as our content continues to evolve. Two, it allows us for easy content reuse across multiple products. Three, it enables us to make content available for different outputs such as print, EPUB, or our LMS. And it also allows us to filter content depending on the product and create new courses very quickly. So we chose Typefi as a partner because their software allows us to quickly transform our DITA content into our desired deliverables, whether it be a print product, a PDF, and on occasion, EPUBs. Typefi does this by creating InDesign files directly from our DITA content, which has really streamlined our workflow and made our processes much more efficient.
Great. So Mike, can you talk about what Kaplan's production process was like before Typefi?
Yeah, and it was a much more manual process before we started using Typefi. Back before the digital age, we would take Word files and we would have a Word to InDesign workflow, which was a really lengthy process. It involved importing the Word file into InDesign and then styling all the content. And from a book that was, 400 or 500 pages, that was really time consuming. Once we switched over to DITA, we used a vendor to convert the content from DITA to or HTML, depending on our content. And we had that converted to InDesign. It was an expensive and time-consuming process because the output that we got from those conversions needed a lot of cleanup after the fact to make it look presentable.
Sure. So today with Componize and Typefi, what is the content creation to publication workflow? What does that look like now? Yeah,
so our process now is really good. The first thing we do is we author the content in DITA. So the content developers will work directly in the DITA files, which are stored and managed within the Componize servers. Once the authoring and editing process is complete, we export the project from Componize as a zip file, and then we upload it directly into Typefi. From there, we run those files through the Typefi transform, which gives us the InDesign files that come out really good. It's really impressive how close they are to ready to go once they come out of Typefi. Once we get the files from Typefi, we send them off to our typesetting team, who does a final cleanup on the files, and then they go off to the printer.
Wonderful. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about review cycles, because of course, those PDFs and stuff that are being produced by Typefi are going through a process of review. How does that fit with Kaplan in the overall process?
Yeah, so our review process is once we have the Typefi files and our typesetting team goes through and does their final cleanup on them, we'll generate a PDF from those InDesign files. And then a copy editor and proofreader will go through and make their edits and mark up that PDF. Once they're done with their editing, it'll go either back to the typesetting team or our team, depending on the level of edits. If it was minor changes, they'll make the changes directly in the InDesign files, and then my team will make them in parallel in the DITA files. Or if there are major changes, we'll go back in and make the changes in DITA, re-export the content and run it through Typefi again to give us a new set of InDesign files.
So that process saves time because you can avoid having to retypeset the whole thing or spend time with that lengthy process.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thanks. So we've talked about the process and the workflows, but I was wondering if you could tell us more about the types of publications. Give us some examples of what kinds of things are included in your publications in the design.
Sure. So the content that we currently run through Typefi, as I mentioned earlier, is from the Kaplan Professional side of our business. Again, that includes financial planning, accounting, and real estate. And the products contain various types of content, such as figures, tables, math equations, assessment content, which consists of questions, answer keys, and explanations. And the content that we run through Typefi, we use primarily for print. And that Typefi process gives us, those great InDesign files, that really work out well for us. And I actually do have a PDF that I can share of one of the final outputs that we get from Typefi. Share my screen. And so this is a output that we get. Again, it comes from DITA content that's all code, and we run it through Typefi, and we get this really nice looking PDF file. So if we scroll through, this is a table, and you can see it's very well very well formatted. It's in real good shape. Doesn't require a lot of cleanup on our end, and we're thrilled with what we get out of Typefi.
Wonderful. We'd love to hear that. So what departments within Kaplan are using the solution?
Pretty much everybody that's working on the content is using this workflow. So we have, whenever a print product is needed on this side of the business, it goes through Typefi. So we have our content creators that develop the content in DITA. Some of the members who we consider more power users, they'll actually run their own Typefi transforms themselves on their end. So if they're comfortable with the process in Typefi, they do it themselves and actually don't go through us if they don't need our help. But the team that I manage, which is the digital content team, we provide support to those content teams. We'll run the Typefi transforms. We'll also run transforms for the content that's going to our LMS, and we'll help troubleshoot the content teams if they run into any issues while they're running the Typefi transform.
Great.
You've got everyone included in the sorry to butt in here. It's just like, hearing about so many departments, like, working together and working in their own tools, but as well in, like, collaborative tools, like this thing about silos and trying to, like, close silos. You're connecting silos as opposed to, like, trying to close them, which is pretty much the way to go about it. There's no way that you're going to get everyone into the same document at the same processing system, software, get everyone agreed to use the same thing. People have, like, different needs, but, like, so those silos will always exist. And by, unifying them, reducing the number of tools that you're using, you're connecting silos. Sorry to butt in there, just like.
No, that's wonderful. Yeah. So, I mean, you've talked quite a bit, Mike, about how Typefi and Componize have helped, but could you kind of summarize what types of improvements and benefits you've seen using Typefi in the Kaplan processes?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been tremendous. Having Typefi has automated much of our production process, and it also allows us to keep the work in-house. So as a result of that, it has saved us a ton of time and money. Where we used to have to outsource a lot, we don't have to do that anymore. We can keep it, within Kaplan, and it really has been a game changer for our processes.
Wonderful. So at this point, as you look forward, how do you think Kaplan can better optimize aspects of your content lifecycle?
Yeah, the one big thing that we've discussed, and if we can make it happen, it would save us even more time, and that would be establishing a direct connection between Componize and Typefi. If we were able to do that, we would eliminate the steps of having to export our content out of Componize as a zip and then upload it back into Typefi to run the transforms. So that's one thing we're going to look to, is to see if we can streamline that process and have that direct connection.
Just to talk to that particular point, it's Componize open APIs allow us to, like, pretty much connect to anything that's willing to offer an API key. And so there's, like, it's the licensing that's that we need to sort out, or making sure, like, that Kaplan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, Typefi has an open API as well, so that we can communicate to in that same way. It's just a matter of the licensing model that Kaplan has, and making an adjustment there so that they can take advantage of that with both. So that's something that we'll be discussing moving forward, certainly. So.
And the other one that we just opened up the discussions about was starting a new workflow from the Kaplan Test Prep side of our business, which their content is authored in HTML. So we have just started talking with Typefi, getting a transform set up for that content. So again, that would be a huge benefit for the HTML content, to be able to get their content into InDesign in a much quicker and more streamlined way.
Yeah, and I'll just add there that Typefi offers a lot of flexibility in terms of input formats. So our customers can author content in a variety of ways. It might be that they're authoring in Microsoft Word or in different tools that create different types of XML or HTML, like Mike just said. So we offer a lot of input options when it comes to formats. So we're excited to be talking about an HTML input workflow, but also we are working with another division of Kaplan that is creating DocBook XML as an input too. So a lot of different options there.
Yeah.
So thanks.
And like, I mean, this all, why did I get you guys together? Like everyone's like, you know, we're all connected in one way or the other. We're connected to Kaplan in that, you know, they do all their authoring, DocBook, DITA, inside of, and store it inside of Componize. They're able to store other content in there as well, as I mentioned before. But then you're also then directly able to push content to Typefi, and that's like, you know, saving you some work. Well, at the moment you're unzipping and taking it out, but I'm already there. We're already going to be connected. The open APIs means that as soon as that licensing issue is sorted out, you know, we're able to like push content directly into Typefi, and that's like, you know, going to save you quite a lot. One thing I noticed that while you were discussing, you mentioned like, you know, reviews, and like, you know, your reviews are going on post typesetting, and now Componize is coming out with a new review tool. We've been working on it for what seems to me like forever. Now it's a CCMS-agnostic review tool, but in your case, you know, you're already using Componize. So easy step to take there. However, what it'll allow you to do is to strip out some of that typo type review that you find after typesetting is done, you know. So why not catch all those, like, you know, little issues with, like, you know, a wrongly typed word, or a little grammatical error, you know, a number typed twice, all that sort of stuff, using Componize review. And the additional factor here is that Componize review uses a diff engine that will automatically identify changes between previous and last and new content, which means that, you know, your eyes automatically go to those places that have been changed. You can still comment on existing things because, like, you know, we change our minds as we go along. You know, you might find a better way to express a particular term, and so you can highlight that and ask the author to make that change as well. So it's like, you know, there's quite a lot that you could do there to, like, you know, bring at least some of it, because you're looking at publication, so you still have to look at that final output review, you know, but you're cutting down the amount of work that you'll be doing there, and the number of people and processes that would have, like, you know, had to go through, get those files, transform them, and so on and so forth. And, you know, you'll be saving time. Like, you know, talking about, like, you know, being able to plug things in. I see, like, you know, you've got maths in there, so you're able to have, like, you know, a math type plugin. I've worked in, I mean, I've got, like, you know, over 14 years working in medical devices, and I know that the system that we were using there could not handle the math type plugin. It required so much more work for them to get that to work that in the end we just, like, you know, we'd take a screenshot of the maths and stick it into the documentation, which meant having to, like, you know, re-edit and do all that sort of stuff as well. So, like, you know, you're able to, like, you know, plug in any of these you know, external systems, like, you know, help you get stuff done. It's pretty much what we all want, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, would you like to say anything? Say hi to mom or something? I think we've come.
No, well,
Yep.
Thank you again for featuring us, for letting us tell our story, and thank you, Mike, for talking about the experience with Kaplan and Typefi. We've, of course, loved working with you. So,
and yeah, we'll continue to do so.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is terrific, and you know, we're thrilled with what we've done so far with Typefi, and we're really excited to you know, to move forward with new things.
Excellent. Thank you very much, both of you. It was like, a bit of a hassle trying to get the right dates, sorted, but we finally got it done. Everyone's in the same room all at the same time. Thanks so much for attending. And I'll invite you to our webinars as well. We hold regular webinars, just pop over to componize.com and take a look at our events calendar, see what's coming up.
Wonderful.
That's great.
Thanks
Thank
a
you so
lot.
much.
Thank you.